his body dangled. Once they took it from the tree, they beat his face in so bad that no one was able to identify him. And how they had to identify him was from his teeth. His face was deconstructed so bad. And the reason this happened was because of racial profiling, prejudice. Alright? So then as we go over here, even though those are things that occurred 50, 60, 70, 80 years ago, we as African Americans have progressed and we're successful now. For example, the first African American First Lady, Michelle Obama. And the reason why is because we have our first African American President, Barack Obama. But as you see, we have a picture with Dr. Martin Luther King sitting next to him because he is the man that fought for the right for us to have the first African American president. All right, so this is very important mark in civil rights and Black History Month. As we go over here, you see Miles Davis. He's an African American trump player, jazz. But as you listen to his music, a lot of his music is sampled in beats today that a lot of rappers and hip-hop artists use. Sure. Alright? A lot of rappers and hip-hop artists, for example, Nas. I'm sure a lot of y'all know about Nas. And he samples a lot of jazz music in his rap music, and it comes from Miles Davis. That's also because his father's a jazz player. So that's where that influence comes from. Okay? As you go over here, we have leading ladies, African American females, leading ladies. You have Oprah Winfrey. We know who Oprah Winfrey is.
So rich.
Yes. Not only is she rich, but in her time, she was the first African American female that just broke the doors open for talk show hosts. She went through a lot to be in that position, and she endured, and she opened those doors for other women. Not even just African American women, just other women to blaze a trail. All right. As well, we have Dr. Maya Angelou. Dr. Maya Angelou is a very well-known author. She's the first African American female to speak at a president's inauguration. All right, for President Bush. And as you look on, as we walk around, you also see others. Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman is a very strong leader that led a lot of slaves to freedom through the Underground Railroad. All right, so that's something that's important that a lot of people need to be aware of. What she did was she felt that that wasn't right. Why are my people held captive? Why are we slaves? We're humans. We have rights, we have dreams, we have goals that we need to be out there having. So what she did was she created the Underground Railroad. She drew up a blueprint and said, we're going to get out of here. This is like prison. We're getting out of here. We're trapped when we shouldn't be trapped because of the color of our skin. Alright? So now you have, I don't know if any of y'all into sports, boxing, but you have Muhammad Ali. He opened the doors. Not only did Joe Frazier, but Muhammad Ali is a very interesting story behind this because his real name is Cassius Clay. And during the time when he was boxing, African American males, they had to go over into the military. And he felt that wasn't right. That was something he wasn't going to do because he felt boxing was in his blood. That was something his Hold on for a second. All right? Thank you. He felt that was something in his passion. That was in his DNA, in his blood. So by any means necessary, like Malcolm X said, he's not going into the military. This is where he needs to be. So he converted over to being a Muslim. And that's how he got that name Muhammad Ali. Alright? You had a question?
No, didn't he say that wasn't his war kind of thing, the Vietnam War?
Yeah, he said that's something he didn't want to do. That wasn't his thing. And you know, as Muhammad Ali, he did a lot of talking, a lot of trash talking. Like, he's a bad, bad man. And you have Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, another one. Very influential in the young generation to open doors for African American males to fight. Alright? Over here we have art. We have a very popular artist, a young man, Maurice Evans. And what's interesting about his artwork is he paints and draws about the struggle of African American females, families, and males, and different abstract hip-hop artists as well. Y'all know about his music, amongst other things, with Bob Marley. But a lot of people aren't aware that Bob Marley opened the doors for through his music to bring cultures together. Whites, blacks, Asians. So many people, if you look at his concert and you look into the audience, it's different nationalities, cultures, and races, genders. He really, and a lot of people don't know he was a part of a very powerful social movement. It is because of his music. And if you listen to his music, it's all about human rights and the struggle and how don't give up. Be strong. And it's wrong to hate. It's wrong to hate somebody because of their gender, their social status, the color of their skin, their height, the way they look. Okay, so he's someone that's very influential. As well, he's Jamaican, and he's a Rasta. And if you know anything about Rastafarianism, they are deeply rooted in the African culture, the African movement, Marcus Garvey, and etc. Okay? All right, over here, we have a Greek fraternity and sorority. And what this is African-American females and males who started their own sorority. And the reason why they had to do this is because when they went to college, you have different social activities that they wanted to be a part of, but they couldn't. They couldn't be a part of that because, again, the color of their skin. So what they did is they started their own organization, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Alpha Phi Alpha, Phi Beta Sigma, Omega Psi Phi, Kappa Alpha Psi. They all Delta Sigma Theta. They started their own organization to feel important on college campuses. Until this day, it's going strong. They do a lot of community service. They do a lot of things where they feed homeless people. They're very influential for education. And also, Black History Month, civil rights movements, keeping that legacy alive.
And also to add to that, you have FAMU up here. Back in the days, they didn't want to let us into their universities or colleges. So what we did is we started our own university and colleges, which is known as Historically Black Colleges. And you have over about, how many? Over 101 or 111 historically black colleges that are still being ran in America right now. Okay?
All right, and behind this green, we just have a mural of just civil rights, different influential civil rights leaders. From this side to this side, who paved the way, who opened the door, such as Rosa Parks. She said she refused to give up her seat on the bus. And the reason why is because in that time, African Americans were not able to sit in front of the bus. And if they were in the back of the bus, they had to give up their seats for a white person. And one day she just got fed up and she said, I had enough. This is not right. This is not right. These are not human rights. And it was a long road. It was a hard road that she had to fight. We were sprayed down with water hose, chased by dogs, beaten by cops, just because we felt that our human rights were being denied. And it's unfortunate that we had to continuously fight for that, but it is fortunate because these are the success stories and why we have and celebrate Black History Month. It's a long road we came, and we're proud of that, and we want to continue to celebrate that. Over here in this middle section, this is basically, I know that you're a younger generation, so we wanted to bring you things that you can relate to in your time. Y'all know Dr.Dre, okay? And a lot of y'all, he has headphones on, Beats by Dre. But there's a story behind Dr. Dre. He was a part of a rap group before he ventured out on his own and started his own successful business. He was a part of a rap group called NWA, and that stood for Niggas with an Attitude. And the reason, the type of rap music that he created in his group, it really spoke about how African American males were racially profiled by cops and treated wrong, and the struggles that they had to endure on the streets because of the color of their skin. Alright, so he was very influential. He stuck in that mainstream. He rapped about that. He allowed African American voices, males, to be heard, the struggles that they go through, for other people to understand. And now he's successful, a very successful entrepreneur. He's worth $250 million. Alright, that's because he had a dream and he stuck with that. As well, we spoke about Miles Davis and his contribution to different rappers and them using their music. Now, right here we have the hot comb and pressing rings. And this is how African American females got their hair straight before they were permed. Alright? To look pretty, because we felt looking a certain way, not looking how we were truly made, was not beautiful. However, Madam C.J. Walker, what she did was she pitted the hot comb. And what's influential about her and why she's here is because she was the first African American millionaire female. And this is about 50, 60 years ago. So she decided to market on this. She said, I have an idea. I'm going to contribute my idea to African American females. And this is how she did it. And she became a successful businesswoman. Spike Lee. Y'all know Tyler Perry. A lot of y'all wear Tyler Perry movies. And he's an African American male. And his music, his movies kind of cater to the African American generation in society. However, Spike Lee started in the film industry first. And he started a lot of his movies with Do the Right Thing, School Days, She Gotta Have It, different movies that actually spoke of the struggles of African American, young African American males and females. So he's very influential. Also, we have Michael Jordan. There's a relation to these two. Because Michael Jordan, as y'all know, a lot of y'all are wearing Jordan sneakers. But there was a time where he had to come up with an idea because he saw that Nike was marketing off of him. He is a young black male. Nike is actually using him to generate millions and millions of dollars for his people in his community. So he said, I have an idea. As you see, it's no longer just Nike, it's his brand. It's him, Michael Jordan. He bought that. And he became a young, successful businessman and took that brand, and now he's a millionaire. I mean, he's raking in the dough because of that. But he had to fight, and he had to be smart, and he had to realize that, you know, in order to give back to my community and be successful and make history, these are the things that I have to do. As well, you have Tupac Shakur. A lot of y'all familiar with him? Tupac Shakur, all right. I don't know, I think he's one of the greatest rappers. But in the same token, he's a good poet as well, because if you listen to his music, he talks about the struggle. And it's not just for African American males, but he talks about the struggle for everyone. Young kids, how not to give up, to stay motivated. But in general, he had to endure a lot of hardship because he was also racially profiled. You listen to his music, and he speaks a lot about that. Word. He speaks about that a lot. And he's a very influential, young, successful African American male. So if now this marks everything that you see. If you want to just look around and read, you can do that. However, we're about to have a poem by Kayla Green and Miss Johnson. And then after that, we're going to have music sung by Miss Gadsden and Mr. Stokes. Now, the reason why we're having poem and music because that's something that we used when we were slaves. That's something that we needed to motivate us, to help us become inspired and keep us moving on and not giving up so that we can have what we have today. Alright? So, Miss Kayla Green and Miss Johnson, y'all can y'all just come in a little bit? Just move around, like circle around. Y'all just bring it in a little bit.
I can record one.
Don't record it.
And we ask that listen, we ask for a second that y'all give y'all them undivided attention, show some respect. Please do not talk while they're reciting their poem. If you have any questions, we'll be sure to, get that to you afterwards, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, go ahead.
Well, you guys, to everyone in here, I'm kind of shy. There's like a lot of people here. I'm not used to reading in front of everybody, so okay. My poem. Okay. My poem is called "Why Do You Care?" There are so many people in the world that are very misjudged by the color of skin. Someone tell me, why do you care that there is a person that drinks after the same water fountain as you? Why do you care what this little boy or girl is doing with their private time? I said, why do you care that this black woman uses the same bathroom as you? Why do you care what color my skin is? Why do you care? Because God made you just as well as He made me. We may all be different color of skin, but we all be the same. So I say, cut yourself. Wait, don't cut yourself. But mistakenly hurt yourself, tell me what color would you see? But colored people will still what they'll see, but colored people are not what we'll be. We will do and be more than something else that they are not ready to see. So come on black people, let's move forward and be all that we could be. But wait, there are tears in my eyes. People tell me why. Whoops, pulls, sticks, human fists, or why am I getting whipped? Please don't hit me, please don't hate me, first explain to me. Oh, someone tell me, is this the power of the humans? Why is this getting done to me? Wait, I see. It's the power to them. Sorry, guys. It's the power that they gain, and it's the pain to I. Why am I in so much pain? But the power behind his fist is it. It strikes me like lightning. It's such a powerful fist. Then you have the rape, then you have more of the beating. Someone help her heart just stop beating.
Okay, my poem is called Black and Beautiful. I'm getting angry. I don't know what to write about Black History Month. I guess you could say I have the case of writer's block. And what makes me even more livid is thinking about what my people, African Americans, had to go through. What is it about my color or her color or his color that made everyone judge us? Everyone, as in racist whites and even our own African American people, judge their own skin color. But at the time, they were forced to think that their black wasn't beautiful, that their skin color defined who they were. What is skin besides layers of epidermis, dermis, and subcutaneous tissue? As an African American young lady of today, I can say my skin doesn't define me. So go ahead and judge me, but my black is still beautiful. Go ahead and take away my freedom, but my black is still beautiful. Go ahead and take away my rights, but my black is still beautiful. Go ahead and beat me and scar me with scratches, burns, and bruises. Bruises, my black is still beautiful. So go ahead and hate us. We as African Americans stick together. God created us whether it satisfies you or not. Blood of my blood, flesh of my flesh, we all have the same maker. So to all the judgmental people who refuse to let us blacks get our freedom and our rights, I'm here to tell you today, in the year 2013, I go to school with your generation. Remember when it mattered? My favorite teacher is white. Remember when I couldn't say that? Some of my co-workers are white. We all get the same income and the same hours. Remember when you worked for you? Blacks and whites use the same bathroom. Remember when it mattered? Remember when we couldn't use the same water fountain? My president is African American and my vice president is white. Remember when you thought it was impossible? Us as black people made history. So today and the rest of my life, I will thank all of those who helped in the civil rights movement. I am human before I am my race, but my black will always and forever remain beautiful.
Very different from the music we see nowadays. It can kind of go everywhere, but this is the beauty of our Black history. It really gives insight. So I'm going to do a song, real simple song I feel like going on. I'll do a couple verses of it. All right, yeah. I feel like going on. I feel like going on, though the trials they come on every side, I feel like going on. I'll do one more. I feel like pressing on. I feel like pressing on. Oh yes, though the trials they come, yes they do, on every side, I feel like pressing on.
Okay, I'm going to be singing Lift Every Voice, and it's known as the Black National Anthem. It started out as a poem, and later it became a song, and became our national anthem. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmony of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as a listening sky. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory